25 years ago, a revolution quietly began, one that would transform India's financial ecosystem forever. Imagine a time when lenders relied on guesswork to assess creditworthiness. Trust was fragile, loans were risky, and financial opportunities were very limited. Enter TransUnion Civil, the first credit information bureau of India. Today, we uncover the story of how it all started, what fueled its mission, and how it shaped India's credit landscape. Joining us to take us behind the scenes is Mr. Bhushan Padkil, Senior Vice President and Head of Direct-to-Consumer Business at TransUnion Civil. Bhushan, what a pleasure always to have you talk to us about the credit history of not just your company, but also of India in a way, because this is one of the marquee companies that we now look at. Tell us how it all started, how it all began, what has been the story like?
Thank you, Mugdha, for having me again. It is wonderful to be part of this platform which is anchored for consumers, for their credit awareness and financial inclusion, and it's important, platform for us at TransUnion Civil. When you spoke about TransUnion Civil and the start of TransUnion Civil,
right.
It takes me back 25 years in the year 1999, right? India was at the cusp of financial transformation, but ecosystem had a concern,
right,
which was around information asymmetry, right? Lenders made credit decisions with limited data, onboarded more risk on the way, and even for consumers, that limited their opportunities, right? In 1999, as I said, RBI came up with a working group, famously known as Siddiqui Committee, and their recommendation is something which led foundation of TransUnion Civil, India's first credit information company. We were founded with the purpose of bringing higher transparency, accuracy, and fairness in how credit data is reported and presented and used, right, in financial transactions. Further, in year 2005, Parliament passed SICRA, a famous act, which stands for Credit Information Companies Regulation Act, right, which further strengthened this framework in terms of how credit information company operates in India today and how collaborate, with the larger financial ecosystem, in India, right. Fast forward 25 years, today, we have seen a glorious growth phase for a country, right. Not only growth, in terms of our GDP and overall growth in industrial development and consumers per se, but also we have seen huge credit growth as well, right. And I'm really proud to say that TransUnion Civil played a role of a catalyst in that, credit growth. Today, more than 7,500 credit institutions like, banks, NBFCs, regional rural banks, fintechs, they submit credit data to us, right, across the country. We collect that credit data and using our technology platforms and present it in the form of credit reports and credit scores, right. Not limiting to consumers, we have comprehensive credit information repositories available for commercial entities, MSMEs, MFIs, also mortgage repository and detect as well, right. So this credit data, along with our analytics tools, our technology tools, forms a bridge between financial institutions and borrowers, right, when it comes to credit information, right. And today lenders are not only objectively assessing consumers' risk in the loan application through these credit information reports, scores, analytical tools and technology tools, but are also able to optimize their portfolio and manage their portfolio better. They are able to engage with their consumers better and they are able to educate their consumers better, right. Now, when it comes to consumers, but I feel that awareness is key, right. And that's where our consumer touchpoints like CIBIL.com, our website, our app, CIBIL app, which is present on both Android and Apple devices, have become go-to place for consumers when they want to access their own credit score and credit report, right. And I urge all the participants who are watching this, to actually make use of these, consumer touch points to access their own report and score. And what is wonderful is every single year we provide one free credit information report as well. So I want everybody to make a note of it, right? So for consumer, not only their own score and reports, but these consumer touch points are wealth of information to help consumer make, confident financial decisions, and also help is available on every step of their financial journey, right? Overall, if I have to put all together, we are led by mission to bring down information asymmetry, to bring down cost of credit, foster higher financial inclusion, and also foster or accelerate credit awareness and financial literacy in the country.
Bhushan, it's amply clear that CIBIL isn't just a tool, it is the gold standard of credit worthiness, whether it is a borrower or a lender or somebody who's actually looking at it to start a journey with somebody. When we are looking at these scores, why does it become indispensable for both the lender and the borrower to have it in shape and have it fit and actually be looking at it to improve upon their credit worthiness?
Important question, Mugdha. And today, CIBIL report and CIBIL score have become power tools, for any credit underwriter and, for lenders as such. And it won't be exaggeration if I say that, CIBIL score has become a benchmark for credit underwriting in India today, right? Our report, which has a comprehensive details like loan and credit cards, the repayment track, even inquiries, everything is captured in the report. And then score, the CIBIL score is a gold standard, like you said. It is a measure of credit worthiness of individual today, right? Using these two tools, lenders make objective decision when it comes to loan approvals,
right,
setting up fair interest rates, and even the length of the repayment track or repayment terms or tenure as we call it. All these decisions are based on, credit report and credit score. When it comes to consumers, credit score and report is equally important. And we spoke about how lenders use it in their decision making.
right.
So in the financial journey for consumer, it's extremely important for them to know their, CIBIL score and CIBIL report, right? And stay ahead, one step ahead when it comes to getting loan ready as such. And I'll not only stop at that, but there are a lot of other important aspects in life where, CIBIL score is used as a very important trust artifact. So when it comes to critical job applications, CIBIL score is referred, right? When it comes to projects for a lot of entrepreneurs, CIBIL report goes as very important trust artifacts. So it's extremely important for, individuals to know their own CIBIL score and CIBIL report, right? What is really exciting today is we have more than 65 crore individuals who are ever reported on Consumer Bureau, right? Out of that, 25 crore individuals are credit active. That means they are servicing some or other loan or credit card, right? Out of this, near about 13 crore individuals have had access to their own score and report. That means they are credit aware.
Wow.
And I'll not only stop there. So the people who had access to their own CIBIL report and CIBIL score, they also ended up improving it. Almost 46% people ended up improving it in next 6 months, after accessing their, CIBIL report and CIBIL score. So for anybody who want to maintain and want to strengthen their credit profile, it's extremely important. The first step should be being credit aware and getting access to that score and report. So go to CIBIL.com, go to CIBIL app on Android and Apple devices, go through some easy steps and get access to one free annual credit report that is made available by TransUnion CIBIL to each and every, consumer out there.
The big question is, what is in this CIBIL report? And as a consumer and as somebody who is getting access to it, what all can I see in it? And I am also intrigued to know, what is the lender looking at from these reports?
Very interesting question, Mugdha. And yes, today CIBIL report and CIBIL score acts as a very important trust artifact when it comes to financial transactions and loan applications especially. CIBIL score and report almost acts like a financial resume of an individual, right? And it has a lot of important aspects. Let me cover some important sections, what consumers should look at when they look at their own
Right.
CIBIL report and CIBIL score. The first section includes personal information, the name, the gender, the date of birth, ID details like PAN number, which is submitted by lenders, which is provided by no applicant during the application process. The second section is around contact information, your phone numbers, your addresses, is part of it. Third section is employment information, right? Fourth, very important section is loan account, section.
So they know everything
Yeah.
about all the loans I would have taken
all the
at
loans,
any point in time.
Yes, all the loans that you have taken, right? Loans, credit card, the type of loan facilities that you have availed in the past, the sanction amounts, the high credit amounts, and most importantly, repayment track.
Okay.
What was your discipline in consuming that credit which was made available to you, right? That's also present in there. And lastly, the report also has inquiry information. Now,
So
these
even
are,
if I haven't taken a loan, but I have inquired about it, and they have that information.
let me just clarify this. Whenever you apply for a credit card or loan, right, lenders inquire to TransUnion CIBIL about your credit information report, and that gets captured as an inquiry. So
Interesting.
all your previous credit applications will be available, that credit inquiry information will be available on the report, right? What is very important to note here is, many a times, especially in today's times, when you go to consumer apps, when you go to e-commerce apps, right, there are a lot of co-branded credit cards which are available.
True.
BNPL
Yes.
loans are available, and these are necessarily facilitated through co-lending arrangement with banking partners by these consumer apps and e-commerce companies as such. So it's very important for you to make a note of this, that whenever you apply for such BNPL or co-branded credit card facility, there will be a credit card inquiry or that loan inquiry which will follow it from the banking partner of,
will get captured.
yeah, banking partner of that e-commerce company or consumer app, right? Lastly, what is very important is the CIBIL score, which is part of the CIBIL report, right? And this CIBIL score is calculated using, a lot of information in the report. It summarizes your credit report, for lenders, and it objectively gives out a numeric indicator which is between 300 to 900.
Right.
And it's a score, right? We are a cricket crazy nation. Higher the score, better it is, right? Similarly, for consumers as well, higher your score is, closer you are to 900, better is your credit worthiness. From lender's point of view, lower is the risk, for a lender when they approve your loan application. So these are the different sections which are part of your credit information report, CIBIL report, right? Now, you asked another important question around how lenders look at this data, right, in making those decisions. Now, generally, lenders look at, credibility of an individual when they approve a loan. They look at capacity of an individual. They look at contact details of an individual. And in certain loan cases, they also look at collateral and capital, right? But mostly first three, right? So when it comes to credit worthiness, of course, CIBIL score is artifact.
Automatically,
yes, it talks about your credit worthiness. Your repayment talk about your credit worthiness. Your discipline that you have followed, in terms of, respecting your financial obligation before that, act as indicator of your credit worthiness. The second important aspect is capacity, right? And this is basically around, your income.
Yeah. So
And
employability section comes here.
Employability and, all the
employment,
different obligations that you have, in the credit report. That is very important. So different obligation in terms of the loans that you are servicing
already,
right? And in the loan application process, you obviously declare your income.
Correct.
So when when lenders are able to look at it together, right, your declared income and your different obligations, they are able to arrive at something called as obligation to income ratio. And basis that they can decide what kind of loan facility or what kind of sanction amount that can be sanctioned to you.
Or whether or not in the first place
Yes.
you will be able to service that loan.
Yes,
And,
exactly. And last is contact details, which are present in our personal information and contact information section. So all these different details are looked upon by lender when it comes to examining the loan application. So it's very important for consumers to look at their report first, look at their CIBIL report and CIBIL score first, get aware, and do necessary steps or take necessary steps to get loan ready before lenders look at your CIBIL score and CIBIL report.
Bhushan, they always say when you have performed bad in an exam and you have scored not really well, that you can always make up in the next exam or work a little more hard. Is there anything like that when you have a bad credit report? Can one improve upon it, or is it कि एक बार कर दिया तो अब वो उसको improve नहीं किया जा सकता है? I mean, a lot of people feel that once your credit report is bad, you can't get out of it or improve upon it. Is that true?
I think it's a myth. And there are so many myths in the market today, right? Having, not so great CIBIL score and CIBIL report is a very different, part, but you can always change it, right? That's myth number one. Second, while I address, how you can actually take control of your CIBIL score and CIBIL report, but coming to myths, there are also a lot of times people talk about that if you have access to your own score and report, it has impact on your score, which is not true, right? In fact, I would advocate that one should look at their CIBIL report and CIBIL score every now and then, right? Now, coming to your first question around if you have a bad credit, how do you bounce back, right? I think the thumb rule is, pay on time. And you gave me an analogy of, examination. Let me give you an analogy on something very similar to credit report, which is like a health report. If you have a health report and there is something off in the health report, there's a parameter which is not standard. What do? You take control on your diet, you exercise more, and come back, on a standard, right? In your next health report, something similar. But that process doesn't happen overnight. It takes consistent effort.
Yes.
Here also, right? If you have a bad score, if you have not so great CIBIL score, you can always bounce back and correct it and have a strong credit profile. How you do it? Like I said earlier, repay all your loan obligation on time. If you have missed something, go back and pay it off, right? If you have, I have seen many people have many loans open at the same time, many credit cards opened at the same time. It's a good idea to consolidate it and pay it off on time. And sometimes it becomes a little bit of a concern in managing so many different, loan accounts, right? It's a discipline issue, right? If you are able to manage it, nothing like it. But I think it's always better to consolidate, right? And look at few loans, few credit cards as such. That can go a long way. But repay on time, right? Personally, what I have done is I have set up automated reminders, right? And we should bring technology to our help.
Yeah, there's so many apps today.
So many apps,
that
right?
help you financially
which gives you reminders on time.
Absolutely.
So you can set those default reminders, and they will automate this payment process for you, right? So there's some bit of a discipline which can be aided by technology as well. But that's first most important thing. Second, today's young consumers especially, there's a lot of credit opportunities available in the market today. You get phone calls and you have offers
just coming
available.
To that.
Yes.
And then they realize when they are older and when they have to, for their families or for their further needs, when they go for taking a real loan, that's when they realize that the CIBIL score has been so bad and they never really looked at it.
Thankfully, what is exciting is young consumers are accessing their own score and report and they are getting credit aware. So hopefully,
wonderful.
That should not be a case today. But it's extremely important aspect that you apply for a loan judiciously only when you need it, right? Just because a loan or that opportunity to avail the loan is available, you should take it. No. You know, use it when you need it. Apply credit only when you need it. Apply it judiciously. That's the second aspect. Third aspect is utilization. Don't max out your credit cards, right? When you have a credit facility and there is, there is a limit to it, don't cross the limit, right? Utilize it within the limit, right? Keep the utilization low. That will help you bring your score up. So these are the, some of the most important, tips to improve your score as such. Now, what is extremely important, but is awareness. Like I said earlier, for consumers, self-awareness is very important, credit awareness is very important, right? The way you do your health check every now and then, it's extremely important to check your CIBIL report and CIBIL score every now and then, right? Stay ahead, not only when you're wanting to go for a loan, but as a habit, right? Maintaining a good profile and CIBIL score is extremely important. Whenever you want to apply for credit, obviously it will create better opportunities for you, better terms, when it comes to credit cards and loans. But the savings that you do because of those better terms, let's say longer tenure, better interest rates, right? It can help you create wealth and better financial stability, right? So it goes a long way to become credit aware consumer.
Just another addition to this question, which is, we were talking about myths. And one of the myths that we have always spoken about in our previous webinars, and also the question comes again and again, is if I'm checking my credit score too many times, is there a fault in that? Or does my credit score go down if I'm checking it
Not
again
at all.
and again?
And that's what I said, because I anticipated, this question, because every single platform we face this question.
Yeah.
It is not true at all. And it's a very good habit. We advocate that habit, that you become credit aware, right? Check your credit report, CIBIL report and CIBIL score every now and then.
We're talking about a vision for the Vikasit Bharat in 2047. But for that dream and for that vision to be realized, we are looking at empowering MSMEs.
Yes.
MSMEs are contributing above 30% to the total GDP, right? Over and above. They are also a catalyst for employment and perhaps in need of major hand-holding when it comes to their financial well-being, in understanding how they can make themselves more credit-worthy. Where is TransUnion CIBIL coming and helping and bridging that gap?
Very important question, Mugdha. And for our Prime Minister's vision of Vikasit Bharat by 2047, it's extremely critical that MSMEs pave the way for it. All right. You spoke about 30% contribution by MSMEs to GDP. I'll add to that. Almost 20% contribution in terms of employment generation is by MSMEs, right? And equally exciting is their contribution to our exports. More than 40% of the exports are through MSMEs, right? So extremely important section. But when it comes to financing, there are a lot of hurdles for them, right? Lack of financial documentation, collaterals, and inability to demonstrate good financial health.
Right.
That's something that is concern when it comes to financing opportunities for MSMEs. And other part is automation, right? Unlike for consumers, right? For MSMEs, automation has not happened to the same level when it comes to credit applications as such. So it takes a longer time, in processing those applications. So yes, those are the, hurdles. But when it comes to our contribution, I'll put forth 2 points.
Right.
One is around making credit available, and that's where our company credit information report and our CIBIL MSME rank plays a very important part.
Got it.
Lenders look at it to assess MSME's credit worthiness and make objective decisions around risk, bringing down time to approve loans and create more opportunities for MSMEs as such, right? The second important aspect is these CIBIL company credit information report and CIBIL MSME rank are available for MSMEs also, on our cibil.com. So I urge all the MSMEs and business owners to look at the report and get a better understanding about their own credit profile, right? Not stopping here, we also work with very important players like CIBIL, like FICCI, like CII in enabling credit education for MSMEs. Our programs with them are focused on MSMEs as such. So this is how we are contributing to a very important section that MSME is.
Wonderful. So my next question vis-a-vis the MSME credit worthiness and the whole ranking is that how is a company credit report made and मोटा-मोटा business CMR को check कैसे किया जा सकता है?
So yes, a CIBIL's company credit information report is a snapshot of company's credit profile, right? If I put it that way, and it has a lot of important aspects. Let me walk you through it. First, company profile, which talks about firmographic details of a company. So this is basically company name, company address, right? Directory details or key contact details as such, right? That's first. The second is credit facilities.
All right.
Right. This has information around all the loans that have been availed, whether those are active loans or inactive loans by the company. Right. Third important aspect is the credit facility utilization.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to credit facility utilization section, this section gives you a consolidated picture of all sanctioned facilities, right, and drawing power.
Got it.
Right. Next is inquiry. All the loan applications again that business or company has made to credit institutions as such, when they inquire to TransUnion CIBIL about the company credit information report, that reflects again as a credit inquiry. So that also section is part of your company credit information report. Lastly, CIBIL MSME rank.
Got it.
Right. Many a times people have this confusion about CIBIL score and CIBIL MSME rank, right? I think the differentiation is very clear. CIBIL score is for individuals,
consumers and
right?
Individuals,
and CIBIL rank, CIBIL MSME rank is for
companies
or businesses.
Even the numbering is different?
Now score, I gave a cricketing analogy.
Right.
Bigger the score, better it is.
300 to 900.
Absolutely. Closer you are to 900, better
right.
it is for you. Now, when it comes to companies or businesses, it is CIBIL MSME rank, right? So, as long as your aggregate credit exposure is up to 50 crores,
okay,
you get CIBIL MSME rank. And when it is rank, how do you look at it? Closer you are to number 1,
okay,
better it is. And this rank it between 1 to 10.
All
so,
right.
closer you are to 1, better is your risk profile from a lender's point of view.
Noted.
And this is how lenders also look at credit information which is available in CIBIL's company credit information report, right? Now, from consumers' point of view or from MSME's point of view, it's also very critical for them to go to CIBIL.com, look at or be credit aware. Because like I said earlier, for MSMEs, a road to growth is paved through credit.
Absolutely.
Right. So very important to be credit aware. Very important to go to CIBIL.com and get access to their company credit information report and CIBIL MSME rank. And like I said, as long as your aggregated credit exposure is less than 50 crore, you will get a rank. Right. So it's extremely important for MSMEs also to become credit aware.
Bhushan, no matter how many interactions we have, how many awareness webinars we do, there's always room for more. We need to, as a society, as a country, as organizations, need to speak more about financial literacy, empower those who are watching our programs. So today, as I close this webinar, what would be your closing comments, perhaps a recap of what we already discussed?
So Mugdha, we discussed it comprehensively today.
Absolutely.
Right? But like you already said, we are just getting started and there is so much work to be done when it comes to financial literacy and credit awareness.
Yeah.
Right? We all agree that good credit is power. Right? For businesses and individuals or consumers alike, it's important to understand how to cultivate it and use it. Right? It's like a cycle of a good credit. Your good behavior creates better opportunities for you, financial opportunities for you in the future, right? And similar, it goes otherwise also, right? So it's extremely important how to use your credit wisely, and get prepared for a better financial future as such. And I think all of that starts with awareness. The first step is knowing where you stand, right? So go to CIBIL.com if you are MSME, and get access to your CIBIL's company credit information report, CIBIL's MSME rank if you are MSME, and understand your credit profile, right? Everything starts with that awareness. For consumers, you can go to CIBIL.com, you can go to CIBIL app, both on Android and Apple devices, and get access to that free annual credit report. Continue to monitor your credit profile on a periodic basis and stay ahead, right? I will leave with one last thing, right? And I think you asked in one of the questions. Creating a good credit profile is not, it doesn't happen overnight, right? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. The best part is the steps that you have to take are easy steps, right? Those repayment, that discipline, in terms of managing your loan obligation, right? Applying for credit judiciously only when you need it, utilizing it wisely, those are easy steps, right? But what is key is consistency, that will help you create a great credit profile. Yeah. So awareness and consistency. Those are the 2 points that I want to leave audience with.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and more power to you and TransUnion CIBIL for doing better work and reaching out to more consumers and MSMEs and empowering them about their credit worthiness, and also reshaping their financial future and their success.
Thank you, Mugdha. And as we are starting year 2025, I think it's a great opportunity for all of us to start on a right note, becoming credit aware, getting access to our own CIBIL's credit information report and CIBIL score, and stay prepared for the year to come. All the best, and wish you a very happy new year.
A powerful journey from uncertainty to trust, from being the first to becoming the most trusted name in credit. TransUnion CIBIL is not just a name, it's a promise that opportunities aren't limited by uncertainty anymore. And that, as they say, is how trust in credit was born and continues to grow. Thank you for watching.